welcome to another day here at Riders Lube Shop. Today we're going to be installing a Ravek turn signal kit on this Polaris Xpedition. Let's get started. First, you're going to want to remove your seat and disconnect your battery. I've already done that, so we can skip that step. Next, you're going to quickly take out these little push pins. Just turn and pop out. Take this guy out. You're going to set this aside because we'll need it later. So we're going to put your turn signals. Then you got these little straps. Just quickly pull those off. This lifts up. And put this somewhere safe so you don't scratch it. We're going to now remove these torque screws. You're going to need a T27 bit. I'm going to start working on these push pins and then remove, there's two bolts right here that hold down your bracket for your hood lever. Now you're going to go ahead and open up this dash, and there's going to be two more push pins. Just going to take those out. And then you're going to move on and you're going to pop these vents up. There we go. A little difficult. And more push pins underneath these. Yeah, these things are brutal to get out. Okay, there's one. We have three more. Okay, there we go. The other one out. That's not three, it seems like. Let's pop this last one out. Oh, this one seems like it's already been out. Perfect. Now we're going to work on getting these A-pillars removed, and after that, get this gas strut off. So these are gonna be T27s right there. That gas strut's gonna be 10 millimeter, and that should pop this off. And this, it's a little hard to see, so we gotta give a little explanation up close. Now we're going to pop off this C-clip. Okay, now let's pop this strut off. Okay. Put that back behind there. This mirror is going to be held on by this last bolt, so just be... And there it goes. All right, it's now the next day here at RLS. As you can tell, I got hung up on a bolt yesterday that was way harder than it should have been, and the solution was simple. So it really was, I just needed to try harder, but I'll show you what was going on. So this gas strut connects to a bolt hole right in here, and that bolt looks like this. So this bolt right here was giving me some trouble. I thought my socket wasn't big enough to go over the top of this, and so I spent yesterday trying a 12 millimeter, 11, standard, a 13, you know, short, different brands. Every brand we have here, impact, non-impact, Pittsburgh, yeah, you get it. You get the, I tried a lot of sockets and nothing was working. I was trying to use a wobbly and push it on too. I even got a hammer and try to tap it on to see if I could just persuade it to go on, because it's a 12 millimeter bolt. Everything should be working. Well, I was trying to do everything from this side, and what I should have done, and if you're ever doing this install, what you should do is come on the inside right here, and you'll use your extension in your 12 millimeter, and it'll be right down here, and you're going to want to pry against the speaker harder than you probably like, and you're just going to apply a lot of pressure, and that way it's going to shift over enough for you to take that bolt out. But that is what my problem was. I really wasn't wanting to put pressure on this, and I also hadn't really come inside this side to wrench on it, and I think it makes it a lot easier. Another note for this install is there are way more push pins than you would think. I'll show you. There's a push pin right here on the inside, and when this is all collapsed down, you can't see it. So when you're taking apart this outside pillar, you're also going to want to take this push pin out right here, and the one in the bottom right there, along with, actually I guess that's about it. but I have all of this taken apart too, so it's pretty loose. And that way you can pull over on this hard enough, so that way you can get in there with your push pin pliers or your tool and just pop it out, but did not realize that was there. Took me a while of pulling on it to realize that. Finally got this out too. I was missing a bolt on the inside, and then I just had to take this off and it came right on out. Now that this is all done, we can finally start taking apart the gauge cluster pin. We can unplug it, expose it, and then start running our wires from our Ravek main control. Let's keep going. Sorry, correction. We also need to unplug the tweeter, so we're gonna do that first. Let's unplug the tweeter, and then with the gauge cluster, and then we'll be rocking and rolling. You're gonna come on inside the vehicle, and you're going to lift up on this dash gently. Right down in here, there is your tweeter speaker wire. You're just gonna unclip that, pop it out, and then you're free to lift this up a little bit more. All right, so now that we're in here, you're gonna go behind your dash cluster, and there is your main wire harness right here, and you can feel that one pin on your cluster. There's your dash. You're gonna come back here, and there is your pin. On the bottom of it is gonna be something that you can push on, pull out, and then you'll be able to expose that wire and continue to work on it and install your turn signals. Before we get too carried away, I want to actually lay all of our stuff out and make sure I understand fully and can see where everything goes. So we have a power in, power out. So I already got the horn connected, and then I'm gonna lay out everything else and get it all mapped out. So we have our power harness Polaris Pulse. This one is going to go here. And this will go into our machine. We have our round dash indicator pins, the ones we're going to be putting into our gauge cluster. We also have our turn signals, left, right, and that should be everything. So I'm gonna go ahead and start plugging some stuff in. Okay, I whipped out the diagram. Turn right signal. Perfect. And then our turn left. Oh, there, I see the diagram starting to make some more sense now. Okay, and then these will go to our lights. So our right side is all done. Now let's move on to this left side. So now we have our left turn signal side. Let's go ahead and unwind this. Once you start laying everything out, it really starts making a lot more sense. So this is gonna be the short side. This short side is the one that's going to connect in here. Okay, so the ones that are on your actual lever are gonna be going to these two. So when you route, I'll show you. But when you go to route these wires, these two are gonna go to these two. Now let's go take this controller and put it on the front and start routing some stuff. All right, we're gonna bring over this whole jungle. Okay. Here's our nice spaghetti. This is gonna mount like so. This is our horn. This is gonna be going this way. We have turn left. Best to label these pins before you put them through, just to make sure you know which one it actually goes to. Then this one right here. Let's put those guys over there. Up and around like that. There's that. And then we have our power in. This guy is gonna be going right on in there. Just kind of tuck that right here. We'll do a little bit better wire management, but for right now, this is a better rough layout. So we also need to install the horn over here. It says put it right here, but I like the position of this other side better, just for how everything's gonna be looking, and it's gonna face down on that side. So just keep that in mind. That's where these guys are gonna be going. I do think going underneath this little air filter is gonna be what I will do. I'll probably follow the same pathway. So I'm going to quickly just add a silver mark to this turn left one, so I know which wire is gonna be my different one. Figure that was easier than tape. Now I know the difference between the two. We are actually going to take these ones through the firewall first before we do the column, just because I think that will be a little bit easier. So let's go ahead and push these through right here. And then we will go through to the inside, grab them, and we're gonna pull them around to right over here so we can work on this pin. Okay, so much easier if you lay down and look from underneath. But I went ahead, I think we should be able to lift this up. Here are our pins, got them through. So here is our push pin. So you can take this up. Okay, let's pop those out, open this up, and then you're gonna pry down. Yeah, so you just push down and you'll pop that in. Oh, pop that white keeper in. Okay, so actually these on the side is what you're pushing up on to get this plastic thing out, not the inside. So when that comes off, set that somewhere safe. You can see that they are numbered, so you're gonna need to flip it like this to see the ones we'll need to get to. So 6 and 7, lucky for me, those have already come on out. 6 is gonna be your right and 7 is gonna be your left. So this is my silver one, so that's my left, and it's gonna go into this hole right there. So you can see through the top. As you push, this pin will emerge up. And you'll hear a little click. Then we'll take our other pin. So then you're gonna do the same thing. Well, not quite the same thing, but you're gonna push this one into the number 6 slot. And then as it goes up, it'll click and go to the top. That is all of them back on in. So let's go ahead and close this back up. Now let's grab our retainer clip. That is all ready to go. I'm gonna grab some zip ties and just clean this up a little bit more. I've been doing some work on the Ravek turn signal kit and we're making some pretty good progress. We are pretty much there, but I'll show you what we've gotten done so far. We have our power inside all plugged in. I went ahead and routed the cable for the turn signals. It's pretty easy. It's hard to film, so not really worth it, but you're just gonna take this cable and just trace it along the outside of it. And then you can see all the components underneath here that kind of tilt and move, and you're gonna go up and around, and then there's your intake tunnel for your AC. And then you'll see where your wires come out for your turn signals. So I'll just write that right on in. Not too hard, just need some flashlights. While I was at it, went ahead and started just kind of figuring out the layout of some stuff. So got our left turn signal right here, started routing it down through this, because when we put our turn signals in, the wiring is going to be on the back side. Your right turn signal will then also go down through here. And then the other thing we need to do is install our horn right over here. We have our horn wiring tucked up right here. We'll go ahead and connect that once that's in. And then we have to do a little bit of a scary part, which is cutting our turn signals and putting them on our dash, but that'll come in a little bit. There we go, got our horn in there. That means we can go ahead and connect these up. And the polarity on the horn does not matter, so you can plug these in whichever orientation you desire, and it's not gonna matter. Got that all connected up. Now let's go ahead and tuck this on through. We're gonna go ahead and see about connecting this in. Okay, perfect, there's that in there. Now that we have these all together, let's go ahead and jump to the back and install the rest of the rear harness. All right, if we come to the rear of the machine, I've already unhooked some things, but you come to the back over here and you'll find these connections that have these push pins that are in the frame. We're gonna unhook that one, and that's where you're gonna start your work with this guy. You're not gonna be able to see very well, but I'll try to explain. Let's go ahead and get our connections out. So you just unhooked these two. This is going to replace those two. So this guy is going to go in that one. This one is going to go to that one. So we'll come in here, it's plugged in, and this one will plug into this. And now we have our other wires. So this goes to the rear harness, and then this goes to your license plate, your right apex, and your left apex. So this one right here, you can attach this to your rear harness, And then also the license plate. And then these are for if you want to do Ravek lights in the future. We'll get this all tucked away. It's gonna be lovely. Okay, we are going to now install the turn signals. We're gonna go ahead first and clean these off with the provided alcohol wipes. Then we'll get the stickers and we'll figure out exactly what's symmetrical on this machine. Nice little alcohol pad here. There's 2 of these if you mess up. I quickly took some time and I measured out the grill where I'm gonna mount it. Those looks to be about centered. I'm gonna go ahead and do it on the other side as well. Now that we have these centered, we can go ahead and drill these out. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take off the foam tape on the back of these and lay them down so that way we can drill, nothing moves, and we're all set to go. Got some adhesive promoter. Now we can go on to drilling. So let's take our first one right here. Take your light cord, and then we are going to be taking this one through the bottom. Let's see. There we go. That was tight like a glove. Good fit. Looks like that will do rather good. So got one in on this side. Let's go ahead and put the other one in, and then we'll take the 3M tape off and stick them down one at a time. This one's being a little bit harder to get in. There we go. Lock it in. Now let's do this other side. There we go. Okay, let's go ahead and attach the bolts. This is where we would mount it right here. We still need to put the hood on, so we're not going to do that quite yet. But what I will do is let's connect these up. Right turn signal, you're going to have 2 of these wires. It doesn't matter which one you plug these into. You can go ahead and then pull these wires back up. We have our front turn signals installed right here. Now we need to go ahead and clean this all up. We need to mount our actual unit right here, along with going ahead and putting the rest of the dash together. So I'm gonna go ahead and quickly throw the dash together. I'm not gonna bore you guys with those details, just everything we did in reverse. This now looks all good. Everything's all tucked up. Now the turn signal kit is all installed. We have our license plate installed as well, which I did not show on the camera, but pretty easy install. It's just 1 bolt and then another self-tap screw on this side. And you got your little license plate. The light is sold separately, and we did not have the light for this one, so at a later date, if the customer wants that, it can be easily added. Now, our next step is to get this machine looking as it should. It looks pretty clean on camera, but there's dust. Yeah, you can see it right here. There you go, there, a better spot. All that needs to come off. Gonna go ahead and get this all wiped down, SFC1'd off, and have it looking like a new vehicle. So we have our Meguiar's quick detailer. Perfect situation for this. It's not too dirty of a vehicle, but just enough. And just like that, this machine is looking proper. We got the wheels looking great. Got all inside your wheel well looking amazing. This guy has this really cool camo wrap. I'm not sure if this comes factory or not, but this looks awesome. Finished up on the turn signal kit. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Hope you enjoyed seeing this kit. If you are using this as a guide, I hope it was helpful. Anyways, catch you guys in the next one. Have a good one. Good night.